Yeah, right.
I got a bunch more. The room is still setting it up.
Oh.
Because I got a different table coming in so I can fit like 4 or 6 people around it, and then it's set up. And then I'm gonna have the TV screen over there to Skype them in. That's for like fight companions and come watch fights. So it'll all work out down the line. I got so much equipment, and I just don't know how to hook up.
Really?
Mics, mixer boards.
Let's get a hold of Nick.
Get Nick
From Abby.
hook
They make
everything up.
you Allie?
Alden.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Alden knows how to do all that. He came in like last night and set up our lights and ran the lights for the event.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We need him. So, what do you do? 2 hours? 2 hours of work. They can hear us talking, so they know we're in the room.
We're in the room.
That's nice.
Don't spill.
Oh, I got my tea.
I'm just, this entire time I'm like, what would Maddie do? I'm like, okay,
It was like
smile.
one caffeine.
For me, little tea. This is how I am all the time.
Oh, I accidentally drank an energy drink today, so good luck to you.
Accidentally?
Well, it said BCAAs on it, and then if you turn it, it said like creatine. So I offered Doug half of it. He's like, no, it's okay, I've already had coffee.
You ready? Yeah, we're gonna go right to you.
Oh boy.
Here we go. In the room, Doug Holland, April Canavan.
What's up, bro?
What up? They made a trip all the way. Where were you? Where are you? North Kingston? Or
We're South Kingstown, yeah.
What's up, sweetheart? I had Ross in, a couple of weeks ago before the event.
Pre-fight? Oh, yeah.
And you guys called in, a matter of fact, there.
Yes, sir.
And now I dragged you in here live, and thank you so much for coming here. And,
Thanks for having
congratulations on both your wins on
Thank you.
Saturday night. So that's why we're here to talk about that whole event. It was a great event put on by Lace Up Promotions.
Oh, yeah.
But, Pride Martial Arts were featured in it, and a lot of fighters coming from New York that travel and fight for that organization here and there. And then, Madeline and put the event, kind of structured it, right?
Yeah,
And-
Madeline and Brianna do a great job setting that thing up and running it day of. It's just amazing. They're superstars when it comes to everything they do.
So, Doug, how many opponents did you go through before you actually got the set?
For this fight?
Yeah, for this fight.
I think it was 2. I think my original guy backed out, and then John stepped up and took the fight for me. So that was, that was really cool for somebody to step up and take it just to make that happen in my hometown.
And that's you on there. If you want to watch your face and if anyone's saying hi and stuff like
no.
that. Jared Kelly from Fightbook. Actually, we are streamed on Fightbook MMA.com, which is a huge page.
Very
Wow.
cool.
Yeah, they're all around the world. So they
That's
stream
awesome.
this live on their
Doing big
on
things.
their things.
There you
Well,
go.
I think they
Proud
say
of
it's
you.
big. I don't know. I'm only
Anything that makes
saying
it out of New England is good.
Yeah,
Putting us on
excellent.
the map.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why this room, I made this room, is so you could come down or call in, or I'd rather have you come down because you're live and people can actually get a feel for you. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So
That's scary for them.
it's it's usually fighters in this room, so it's always scary. So let's get to Saturday. You had a late notice opponent too, right?
Yeah,
Because you were
that's-
looking for a fight. I know when you guys called up, you were still looking for a matchup, and you got one.
I
April's
did.
taking
We found one.
applications.
I was I got Edith. I forgot her last name from Hard Knocks,
Yeah.
but I have so much respect for her. She just came in and
Yeah.
we put on a
Mhm.
show.
My fight of
It
the
was
night.
the most fun fight I think I've ever had.
Mhm.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Aw,
Great
thanks.
fight.
I just remember round 3, we were like both bleeding and we both just smiled at each other like maniacs. We were
Yes.
just like, this is amazing.
Yes.
So it's cool to find another person who kind of shares the same craziness for the sport as you do. So we I was actually talking to her on Instagram today. She was,
Oh, great,
I was
great,
like, I have
great.
pictures. Do you want me to send them to you?
Oh,
She's like,
that's-
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. She's really cool. I've seen her. I've actually recorded one of her fights when she did a smoker, like one of the Wisher smokers.
Yeah.
She did very well in there, and
I
you know
bet
she's
she
got a lot.
did.
She's got a lot of people follow
a tough
her.
girl,
She's
yeah.
a good egg. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
she's a good girl.
and you know, of course, she's probably got a backstory like most fighters have. You know what I mean? Really,
do,
you know, and fighting gets them, you know, to live their dream and break loose and.
Stop
Let's
being
talk
a jerk.
about it.
Stop being a jerk.
So yeah, because you let it out in there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna go back and forth with you two here, but you had an amazing fight, your second pro fight, the first time pro fights have been. Explain that to us.
It's the first time we've had professional sanctioned fights in Rhode Island as far as kickboxing goes. The WKA came in, they sanctioned the event with the help of Amir, Lace Up Promotions, and then Andrew Cornell. It was a dream of his, and it was a dream of mine, and he spread that dream through everybody, and it came into fruition within a few years. I mean, we had a conversation 3-4 years ago about what could happen, and if we really stuck our nose to the grindstone and we worked and we did everything we needed to.
I remember that. We were just like sitting on the floor at
We
the
were
dojo.
sitting on the floor at the corner. Pride was a new place, and he said, look, we have potential. We're going to do big things. We're going to produce big people. He said it's not that far away. If you're in it, train like you're in it. If you want to be a professional, act like a professional now. Train like it. Act like that. Be that. Here we are.
And you're living and breathing because, you know, that camp is total respect. Letting out monster beasts that, you know, are doing big things. Ross Levine, you.
We have some good talent on
and the amateurs
Oh,
and the ladies coming up. And then plus you got, you know, the what's it, Garrett?
Garrett.
Oh my
Won
gosh.
a title. He won a title.
17 years old.
Yeah, he's the youngest competitor in the camp, right?
He's a great martial artist. He's a great person.
He started sparring with the adults, I think, when he was like 12 years old. So everybody was like, "Who is that scary man?" And I'm like,
just,
"Garrett."
Yeah,
He's
it's molded.
You can
molded to me, you know what I mean? It's
you
like,
can see him growing into a young man. He's just a huge shout out to Garrett. He's such a great kid. He's an Eagle Scout. He's honor roll student. I mean, he is
very well soft spoken and very
young man.
respectful. Yeah, it's very nice. But he could beat the heck out of you.
Yeah, he'll beat the brakes off you.
Yeah, he had a great fight.
He did.
Great fight. Yours was quick. We knew that was going to happen. I mean, it's Doug. I mean,
I appreciate that.
There's a reason why you don't get matchups is because you're Doug and you're
it's hard.
You're
I
a
thought,
tough man, you know.
Honestly, I thought the backing out stuff was gone when you made the jump.
Yeah, once a contract is signed or something, I think it's set in stone.
You think so?
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe people
happens.
sit around, they don't sign their contracts, they ponder, they talk, and
they like watch some video and
talk themselves out of the idea. I don't know.
He was a lion fight. He did this.
Yeah.
Did you beat Stephen Walker or put him to sleep, or did you? You fought him.
I fought him twice.
So is it 1-1?
It's 1-1.
Awesome.
Our very first fight was way back. That was
at URI.
URI. That was my third or fourth fight.
Really?
And he came in, and I was like, "What did I get
What?
myself into?" And I
was smiling at you the whole
oh
time.
my gosh! I remember when we weighed in, we posed off, and I stuck my hands up like this, and I'm looking up like, "Oh."
Yeah.
And he goes, boom, 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 and covers my hand. He rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and I'm sitting there like, what do I do? Never. I was like, damn, he got me. So
that's awesome.
We got into the ring the next night after weigh-ins, and man, he beat the brakes off of me.
Is that right?
Big round.
Trisha almost went into labor.
That was one of
Is that
those.
right?
That's the kind of fight that makes you believe that you belong.
Yeah, when
fighting.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, he beat my ass for a good round.
Woke you up.
And second round, he didn't quite stop, but I was getting my bearings together, and we were making adjustments in the corner, and just trying to feel me out.
Yeah.
And then the third round, I didn't slow down. I ended up dropping him in the third round. I got the 8 counts that I needed, and I ended up winning that fight.
The first fight, you're going in.
Oh man!
My God!
It was all heart
and
and conditioning. It was all heart and conditioning. We didn't really have a game plan. It's just I I'm telling you, heart and conditioning.
At that
is gonna
time,
win
I
that
mean,
fight.
you know,
That's what it is.
get in there and get that experience.
You're
you
gonna
know?
fight. You're gonna not
Yeah,
fight.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
back away.
exactly.
You're gonna go in.
You know?
We went in, so.
Oh, excellent, man. He's doing big things now. He's
Yes,
signed
he
by
is.
Lion Fight. He's got, I think, a fight in Vegas or something like
Yep,
that.
on the
coming up.
30th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for him. Great guy.
He's
great
such
guy.
a respectable guy.
Yeah.
Even, after the first fight, I feel like we kind of became friends. The second fight, that was later on down the road. He ended up beating me in that fight at Lion Fight. So that was another great showing on his behalf. He was sweeping me and dumping me, and I spent 3/4 of the fight on the ground. He was just tripping me out and beat me up in the clinch. He hit me with this big jump spinning back kick right to my ribs. I was like, dude, don't you know you're a heavyweight? Keep your feet on the ground. Keep your feet on the ground, Steve Walker.
He's like, what's
Jerk.
going on? Yeah. What did you learn in this time away from that first fight? What's going on? He turned into a ninja or something. But yeah, good for him. There's a new girl that's kind of, she's writing for our page now. She's doing kind of going to camps and getting, training with the fighters or training in the gym itself if they have like a workout or something like that. And kind of wants to get into gyms that are family oriented and are really nucleus and talk about the experience you had in there. So Steve Walker's the next person I think she's gonna check out, and
he's one of those people I'd like to cross train with at some point.
Oh yeah,
him and I have thrown it back and forth a bunch of times. So honestly, since our first fight, we've thrown that idea around. We've just never been able to connect and make it happen. So
you guys are busy, man. You're doing things now, man. You're going to Dubai.
I am going to
I just jumped into that. No, all right. We're gonna get to you.
We'll get there.
No, that's fine. Let's talk about Dubai.
So because all right, that fight, the card. Did you know there was something? He kept what's the gentleman's name? That Amir. He mentioned there's going to be a big announcement at the end. Did you know something? Did you have a hint that this is big and you might be going to Disney World or something?
They never give you all the details, but you know that something's going on. You never know exactly what it is, but we knew that something was up.
Yeah, something big, something good.
Yeah, we knew something was up, but we had an objective in front of us, and we couldn't get distracted.
Yeah.
So we weren't told everything exactly, but we knew something was going on.
And then when you found out, you found out, right? Did you find out when he announced it?
I found out
everybody?
A little bit before.
Like they told you, you're going to Dubai. Do good. I better go get a passport.
I do need a passport.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you have one?
No,
there we go.
I've never left the country.
You know Ross has one.
What a way to break in a passport.
Right to Dubai to kick some butt. Representing the USA.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And let's talk about Dubai. Let's talk about what this event entails and kind of how it came about. What you know about it. I'm sure you don't know every detail.
Well, I don't know a whole lot. I know that it's set up through Badu Jack Promotions. It's going to be his first promotion as a promoter out in the Middle East. He's done a lot of great work. He's a professional boxer. He fought on the undercard for the Pacquiao fight. Suffered a huge cut.
Yeah, you showed me that.
Yeah, it was pretty
I wish I got it early. I would be flashing it right now.
But he does a lot of Badu Jack Foundation. So he does a lot of work with refugee camps, underprivileged people. And he's got this whole thing that he's building out in that area. So he's doing a lot of really great things out in the Middle East. And he wants to bring combat sports to the Middle East as well. So Badu, Amir, they're all working on getting this thing set up and running. And I believe it's called Rumble in the Desert. It's going to be their first show.
Oh, that's pretty cool. He comes out with good names. The
That's
production
so cool.
that lace up. I know Maddie does their social media or does a lot with their pages and stuff like that. But the stuff, just the footage and the beautiful thing highlight film they put together a couple of days after the event. Usually that takes like 2 weeks. Like event, promotions. They take their time with that, but he puts it because he's
really building
passionate and he loves. It's his...
Amir likes putting on a good show. He likes putting on a clean, family-oriented show. Somewhere where you can take your kids. He's really professional about what he wants done, how he wants it done. He's a business professional in that sense, and it really shows when you go to one of his shows. It's the music is monitored. Everything is the way he wants it to be. And he
MCs. He's the
he's the man on the mic.
He's the guy.
Yeah, he's great.
And he's awesome. He's like
He really cares about like every single individual.
Yeah.
He'll make
and
time
he knows
to like
him.
shake hands and say thank you for coming or being a part of this, even if it's you know, if it's your first pro fight or your first amateur
Yeah.
fight, he
And-
makes a point to
And
make
you know, you
feel
see
special.
promotions. They don't really. A lot of them don't really know the younger fighters, or you know, he takes time to learn who these people are because when he's talking about them, you know, he knows what's going. You know, he knows how good they fight and a little bit their background when he's
Yeah,
talking
he does.
about it, so
He
it's
does
good.
great at getting to know people and just the way he presents himself, the way he presents lace-up promotions, the way he promotes everything. I think he does a phenomenal job with everything like that.
Excellent. Well, you're in good hands, man. So
I feel
you
like,
got
yeah.
you do, well. You got a fight booked. That's for sure. Definitely.
Absolutely.
So you know, I did see them that they have another card coming. What in April or
April
something?
13th up in Syracuse.
Bryce Mills is on that
Bryce
card.
Mills, Damiana, Louis Ashkar, gonna be some of the main event forces up there, and those are fights that you are not gonna want to miss.
Excellent. So it's you, Doug. Yeah, there's two of you. It's Doug Ross,
Yes.
Bryce, and who's the other gentleman that is going?
Louis,
He was
right?
at the fights that night,
No,
right?
Sensei.
Phase Sensei?
Faye Sensei.
He was at the fights that
I
night.
don't know
That's
his
all
name
right.
correctly.
We'll find out.
Faze Sensei.
We're talking about Pride martial arts right now, so it's
But that's the
it's
four
your-
of us.
it's your
But he's
job.
important
Before-
too.
Yeah, I know he is. So
We're going to Dubai.
yeah, you're going to Dubai, man. I'm like, holy cow.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's
How
what-
about? All right. So I imagine that you're probably gonna have Pride Martial Arts is gonna have probably a tour group that can go or something. They're probably gonna put some kind of
You
package.
paying? 'Cause
Well, I mean, it's a few months away. You never know.
You
People
never
in
know.
South Kingston or wherever, some of them got money down there.
Absolutely, some of them do, but
Yeah, dish it out.
I don't know how-
Get to Dubai.
I don't know if they got that much.
They're all driving Lamborghinis in Dubai and stuff like that. You
Oh.
showed me like some. It's just paradise where you're
Wow.
gonna be fighting.
It's one of those places that honestly I'd never dreamed that I'd go on my own, and one of those places where now that I have an opportunity to go, like, man, this is worth it. Everything's worth it.
Well, the combat sport that you're in, kickboxing, Muay Thai, that seems to resonate more around the world and the middle. Like
Oh, it's
it seems
global.
than MMA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? MMA
Yeah.
is not at every. But a combat sport and some kind of kicking, punching is
Kicking.
is
There's
it's
a
everywhere.
big hub of kickboxing in that whole entire
Yeah.
area and surrounding that area.
Yeah.
Europe, in the Middle East, there's a lot of really good kickboxers that come
so
from,
that's why they
those areas
love
and-
you coming there,
and
man.
they're looking for a big American guy to beat up.
Yeah. There you go.
you're gonna walk in, they're gonna be like, perfect.
So Ross went through a couple opponents too on the way to that fight, I think, or no, man, I don't remember. Yeah, he did because
Yeah,
he was
he
on the
did.
podcast.
He
He had
went
one
through.
guy, and then he ended up with another guy. He got that pro debut out of his system.
Oh yeah,
When he-
straight left.
Yeah, that was it. Like it went right through his skull. Like it went right through him. It was like, whoop.
I felt plenty of those.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
all the time.
People are like, what happened? I'm like, it's really hard.
Makes me mad. I got to put up with this for 6 and 8 weeks at a time for somebody else to do it for a minute.
Yeah, it's
It's not
crazy,
fair.
isn't it? It's like
It's not fair to
he
me.
just got gypped with the time he was in there, but he's like, hey, I'm going to Dubai. You know,
You know how many straight lefts I eat, so that guy
Let
can
me
take
play
one.
a little because I got footage of you. We're gonna have Nick Alley call in like 5 minutes because Nick Alley was your hand. Did he wrap your hands over?
Yes, he did. Thank you, Nick Alley.
Yeah.
He
I don't know
was
if he's
the-
watching. He
wrapped
never
everyone's
watches.
Some
hand.
bricks.
Oh, people are saying stuff. Hey guys,
Oh, no.
Jeff Fisher, Doug Holland is one of my favorite humans.
Hi, Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher?
Do you owe you money or something?
I miss you, buddy.
No, he moved
No.
to Texas
Oh, so,
and we
all right.
miss him so
Let me.
much.
I got some. Pictures here. I got Ross's. Let me. Bye-bye.
I accidentally kicked Jeff Fisher in the throat one time.
Did you? Is that why I'm saying that? So I'm just
You-
gonna. You guys said
There's always one.
I'm just gonna play some pictures. Let them flash through from Saturday night.
Nice.
I stole these
Wilkinson,
from.
Jay
I
Johnson?
stole these from social media, but great fighters from all over there. Nick Rossi, that little young kid had a great fight. There's Gary right there.
Nick
Gary.
did have a great fight.
Yeah.
He was impressive.
Yeah,
He's out of Hard
really
Knocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. They have a great camp over
Yeah,
there.
they
I
do.
can't say
They
enough
do.
great things about them. They always show up. They're respectable. They come ready to fight
Yeah.
every time. I've never seen them show up.
They're
over
everywhere.
there.
They're like at every Muay Thai or kickboxing or smoker. There's a Hard Knocks Muay Thai fighter
Everywhere.
there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see that green? That's for
very
sure.
active.
Yeah. So and is from Hard Knocks, so Doug almost bit my finger.
I'm a heavyweight.
It ain't like you're cutting weight or nothing. What's going on? Look at the size of you to everyone over there. What's going on? So, so Nick's gonna call. So, how did Nick get the job of rapping? Like he just walked in and said,
showed
"Can
up.
you rap hands?"
Yeah, it's kind of how
I
that
think
That's
happened.
how it is. That
I think he
how
just
it,
popped in and he was like, "Do you guys need any help?"
So-
and we
so-
were like,
that's
Yeah, as a
awesome.
matter of fact, we do.
So what's Nick's Nick? What's Nick? What is he saying? What's going on in like that
In
time?
that
He's rapping
moment,
hands.
you
Is
know-
he not wanting to talk to you or?
He's a veteran of that moment.
Yeah.
You can tell when he's there because honestly, he gives you the nice little props on a hand massage.
"Yeah,
by the way.
that was really
Nice
nice."
little hand
Yeah,
massage.
like-
But he's got that energy where he connects with you in that moment, and that's a special moment when you're getting your hands wrapped.
Yeah.
Somebody's preparing you mentally, and
Yeah.
he knows what to say. He knows, the conversation to have. If you need space, he feels you out and gives you space. And
I think he was really good at reading what each person needed because I was like, "I'm really nervous."
absolutely.
I think
He
this
helped
is
a
Nick
lot.
Alley right now.
Oh, yay!
Nick Alley,
Here's a minute call.
what are you in, a tornado? What's going on?
Listen, I'm in my car driving up from practice. Don't give me shit. This
Pull over.
coming from the guy who didn't have fucking sound deadening in his studio for how long?
Wow, talk about caffeine. What's going on, Nick? Man, welcome to the show. We've been talking about your hand wraps for the last couple of minutes, man.
Oh, good. I hope they were talking shit.
No!
I gotta get you a pretty picture up here while we talk to you, okay?
Freddie, you're gonna have to search pretty far.
Hey, Nick, you remember Saturday? You know what I said to Nick Saturday night? Like when he was I think it was around your fight or something.
Some of those things that you said are not safe for work.
I said to him, I look up at him and I go, wow, Nick, for a fighter, you got some smooth skin. I said to
Oh, man.
Put the lotion in the mask.
No, I knew something was gonna come out of your mouth and it was gonna make me cringe.
God. Oh, there's Nick. All right, Nick, I got your name up there. I got a beautiful picture of you.
Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
So, Nick, we are talking about, what goes through, what you guys talk about while you're rapping these people. And Doug's telling me that, you're a veteran of the journey and you know exactly what to say and not say and how to get them ready for this, for these fights, man.
Yeah,
What was going through your head when they threw you in that position?
Well, to be honest with you, I had texted Andrew the day before, and I was like, hey, man, I know you have 10 people fighting. Whatever you need from me, I'm there for you, you know what I mean? If you need me to show up early and help set up or stay late and help take down, just let me know. And when I showed up, Ross had asked me to wrap his hands, and Andrew asked if I could wrap the rest. So I don't care, man. I came down to support. So if that's how I can do it, then that's what I'll do.
Excellent, my man. So I know you couldn't watch that many fights because you were wrapping hands. But, the fights you did watch, what was your impression? I know you saw Doug's fight. I think that's when I said you had a beautiful complexion at that time.
How could I forget?
So, man, what'd you think of it? I mean, because you've trained with these people. Team Link has traveled to you guys. You've traveled to Team Link. So, I mean, you guys are part of the family, man. What'd you think of the whole experience?
Oh, I loved it. I love coming down there and supporting everybody. I honestly, I couldn't ask for a better satellite team, dude. Seriously, these guys are great. So anytime I get to go down there and watch them perform is awesome. And I got to work with some of the other guys that I was a little bit not as well introduced to. So it was good to get to meet some of the rest of the people. And everybody's just such a good group of people down there that it's you can't have a bad time.
You took the trek up or down. I think it's down.
Yeah.
Miguel was there, one of your cross training partners. He's deep into Team Link.
Oh yeah, Miguel's everywhere, man.
So what does that do? I mean, you're 5-3 MMA fighter, Nick. What are you feeling when you're watching a Muay Thai fight? Because that's kind of where you got your start getting live fights in smokers and having your first amateur Muay Thai fight or whatever. What's going through your mind when you're watching that?
I love it. I can't be around like combat sports and not be like, I want to do this now. I love the smokers that are becoming more popular now. I love that they're doing amateur kickboxing and Muay Thai because I think, especially as an MMA fighting perspective, there's not a lot of stand-up avenues as an amateur for people to really work strictly stand-up. You know, I mean, when I was even, not like I've been around for a long time, but even when I was an amateur MMA fighter, Combat Zone wasn't doing kickboxing fights. You know, I was lucky enough to do that kickboxing smoker that you saw, but now that I'm pro, it's tough because crossing sports, obviously, you know, you got people who are so committed to their one aspect that, you know, it doesn't always work out. And Ty, you know, it's like he could really get cut and fucked up pretty bad. Maybe I'm a bitch, I don't know.
Do it. K1, no elbows.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, man, like I said, you're always down to do whatever, man. I love getting punched in the face. I have no off switch. It's gas all the time.
And you know what, Nick, when you and I were talking at the fights, and, you know, we were talking about MMA, of course, and your last fights and stuff like that. You were like, you know what's funny, Steve? Everyone thinks, like, my jiu-jitsu is my fight game. You're like
my secret, don't say it.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying your secret, you're saying, but my stand-up game is like where, you know, is my game and what I really, really like to do and focus on at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in love with it. I obviously I have most of my wins by submission, but I mean I just love that.
Excellent, my
Nick is
man.
a good striker. He's long, he's lanky, he knows his distance
Yeah,
very well.
just coming from Doug is a wall. He's a brick wall when you spar that man. Even just moving around and shadowboxing with him, I'm like, God damn.
Getting hit with bricks.
Because honestly, look at the size of that man's legs. I don't want to be anywhere near him when he's kicking.
Hey, Nick, that was another thing we were talking about Saturday night. Like, Nick said something like, look at how that man is built. And I'm like,
Nick,
yeah,
were you checking out Doug?
I said, that's a solid man.
Yeah, I mean, like, not only, he is just huge. I don't know what they put in the water wherever he grew up, but he is a big bastard.
Westerly.
Well,
Westerly,
for the legs,
right?
they did carry around 300 pounds for a long time.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, because, yeah, you're right.
They were weight training.
Yeah.
You were squatting a long time ago, right? Or trying.
Sure.
Yeah, but you're right, though. You were carrying around a bunch of weight,
yeah.
which I would imagine that's going to build the legs up. And then, you know, getting in shape on the way down, all that.
Although for the viewers at home, I don't recommend that route to getting big legs.
Yeah. You get, now you're all set up with a nutritionist. Same thing with Nick. You guys now that
Yeah,
you
thank God for Trisha. I hope you're watching Trisha get a bad.
Yeah.
Oh, so Nick's has the same
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Trisha-
everyone's
Trisha
on the
Cornell.
full nutrition train.
Fuel.
Ross,
Like everyone.
We're all over the place.
I'm gonna have to get aboard, I guess, huh? Could she build up some tree trunks and the
Yeah,
little?
she does gaining programs.
Right there,
just as
Nick.
well
Dude, she gets my fat ass to 170. That's
Speaking of your fat ass, coming off a big win in February at Combat Zone that I was there, man. You had success with them the last couple of fights with them. What's up with you, and what's your timeline?
As soon as possible, man. I'm working on some stuff. I have a couple small kind of knick-knack injuries that I'm working around right now, trying to see how they heal. I kind of smacked up my hand pretty bad before my last fight. So I'm just trying to rehab that without being stupid and breaking it even more. So I'm looking to just stay in shape and get back in there as soon as.
Excellent. When's is anyone in your camp have anything lined up? Any talk? Any beans to spill there? I know Carrie's training.
Well,
I
know my good buddy King in the North is fighting April 19th. Ken Murphy.
Oh, Ken Murphy. At where?
Yeah.
Combat Zone.
Yes, sir.
I will be there. He had a first round finish with you. You both had first round finishes, right?
Yeah, but let me just state.
Uh-oh.
Mine was 20 seconds faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and there was a little drama. There was a little drama after Ken's fight.
Oh, yeah, Ken got to talk shit, which was way cooler.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
The dude he fought is comes right at you and he talks shit, which was was pretty nice.
Well, dude, I have been telling you, and for the people who watch my interviews, they know, because Steve, I've been telling you since day one, Ken is a stone cold thug.
Yeah.
I try to tell these people, man, like, he is the coolest cat.
Yeah, he is a decent human being, but crazy, and I love. He says, but yeah, I talked to him after the fight, and he actually gave me a shirt. I should have worn it tonight, but yeah.
You got one of those shirts? I don't even have one yet.
Well, I am the ambassador, Nick. Come on.
Oh yeah, that's right. Do you have one of my shirts?
Of course, I have one of yours. I have one of Carrie's. I have a Team Link team shirt.
I know you got one of Carrie's, Domenico, of course. Different sizes, different colors.
I got them all. Tell her I said hi, and I'm stalking her on Instagram.
I'm sure she probably has a ring in her ear right now.
We're standing up. I take my shirt off.
So, all right. So, Nick, you're nursing a little hand injury, but you're getting Ken ready for his fight. So you're staying active and whatever, man. So, dude, anything else you want to say to these guys? Anything else you want to talk about? What's going on? Shout out.
Well, I couldn't be more proud of the guys that fought. Obviously, I've followed these guys around since I started training there, since Ross went down there and introduced me to them. And it's so nice to have that extended family that I can come and I can talk to, I can support, I can get different looks at. And I know it's mutual. You know what I mean? I know if me and Doug are beating the shit out of each other, at the end of the day, we're both going to laugh and hug it out. You know what I mean? And now that April is supposedly doing some jiu-jitsu or something like that, I guess I'll have to maybe go show her how to choke people. But
mixing it up.
I can't thank those guys enough, and that's why I have no issue jumping in and doing whatever they need me to do, fight night and not fight night. It don't matter.
Appreciate you, Nick.
Yeah, always, Nick. Nick, you were my first. He was my first interview ever.
Oh, I popped your cherry.
Yeah, yes, you did. My first interview ever, and Nick will always. And I think I'm the one that recorded that smoker fight of yours that you had. I wish
you did back on your Steve Domenico cell phone camera stand.
Yeah. When I used to get shut down every other day. You remember those days?
Oh yeah.
Last week.
We've always
shut down every day.
Yeah. It was that poker show.
What was it? It was like my last podcast. I got shut down. I think from Cameron.
Who shuts down Steve Domenico?
One of your teammates. Cameron Lashinov. I showed
well, that's Bellator. You're messing with Viacom.
Well, it was 25 seconds of his fight, and they shut down an hour and a half podcast. Just like
they found a Snapchat video that I posted of some fights one time, and they were like, "Oh, you've been blocked due to sound violation," blah blah, some shit like that. It was like 15 seconds.
Yeah, it's unreal, isn't it, bro? It's nutty.
Craziness.
It's
craziness.
Nutty. All right, my man, shout out how we get in touch with you because, dude, you got a lot of followers on Instagram, man. I'm stalking you. Well, that's where I get all your pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I don't even know. Listen, I post a lot of bullshit, which is probably why people follow me, but I have no idea how I have so many. No idea at all.
Dude, it's all because the way you are, dude. That's why you got 5,000 followers, man.
That's probably. I might be the only person that swears more than you.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing, though. I need company. All right, shout out how we get in touch with you, Nick, because I got to get to April here and a little more at Doug.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nick Alley, you can find me on Instagram, which is pretty much the only thing that I use. It's Nick_GC_Alley. You can follow me on Facebook too, Nicholas Alley. That's pretty much it. I post usually daily, usually dumb stuff. A similar pace to like Derek Lewis.
Yeah, but, and you're also, hey, you're a Conor McGregor fan, big time. I know that, right?
Oh yeah, dude. Listen.
Wait a minute.
Don't even get me started. We need a whole podcast dedicated to how I can go tell his haters to go fuck themselves.
What do you think of his Proper 12 whiskey?
It's not bad. I've had it a couple times.
Nick.
I can't. Why are you gonna hate on that guy? How are you gonna hate on that? Hey, he talks shit about his antics.
Hey,
he came in, made a ton of money. Anyway, you did.
You're looking at the screen. You're looking at the screen. I got a bottle right here for you. Why don't you come down to my podcast?
Hey, I'm on my phone. How am I going to be on my phone and look at the screen at the same time?
I figured you're in a rest stop or something.
No, I'm just driving, talking illegally. You know what I mean?
Illegally. All right. All right, buddy. I'm gonna let you go because I want to talk to April a little bit and a little more about Doug, and then kind of end things.
Absolutely, man. It was stars. Doug, April, congratulations, you guys.
brother. Love you.
Appreciate you.
Fight.
All right, Nick. I'll see you at probably the next time Combat Zone.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Later. That's all. I mean, that's how he is when at the fights. I mean, I can't get enough of the kid.
He's too good. He's too
It's
cool.
unreal. So he's not like that when he's wrapping your hands, right?
No.
Yeah,
no.
you'd be going in there like this, right?
No, he was very chill, calm, quiet. It was more, like April said, he's feeding off of your energy. And we talked a little about music and how I like to listen to corny music before I fight and how he likes to listen to Michael Jackson.
Who likes Michael Jackson?
he listens to Michael Jackson.
Oh, does he?
For one of his fights, he was talking about it because I listen to Adele Radio on Pandora.
Oh, you talked about that,
Weren't
right?
you listening to Taylor Swift?
No, Adele Radio. Is that all Adele all the time?
No, it's
I just made that up.
it's a good mix. It's some Colby Collette, some Adele, some
Oh, so
Andrew
it's a
Day.
bunch of that
really
kind
good
of
station.
That's very emotional and very.
It's
It's
calming
very-
and soothing. It is what
Do
it
you
is.
listen to the words? It's just the music.
It's just
I'd
both.
be crying the whole time.
Both.
I mean,
Colby
Adele,
Collette-
she sings it. Come on.
Colby Collette did a cover of "Sitting on the Dock at the Bay."
Oh,
which
see,
was
that's great, man.
awesome.
That's a great
It was
song.
a great
Great
song.
song.
But there's some
That's
Ed
been
Sheeran and
that's been
Sam
covered a
Smith and
few
all that
times,
good
but that's a
stuff.
great song to cover.
It was. Colby Collette did a great job.
I'll have to
Great.
look it up.
Shout out to
So,
Colby
Are
Collette.
you into country music?
I do. I listen to
I'm
sometimes.
just putting in a plug
I
because
just-
she's walking.
I love you, Maddie.
I love country, but I love all music.
Yeah.
But sometimes, when I'm weight training, I listen to old school country from the 60s, 70s, 80s. Just, I listen to
Sometimes when
everything.
you're
It's
weight
weird.
training, you're always weight training. Man.
Yeah, always. It goes for everything from Adele to ZZ Top, everything in between. There's no, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you're in a zone, and
It's,
you
music is
you got your
one of my
genre.
many outlets.
All right, so enough about you for 5 minutes.
Oh, no.
Let's get the lady in the house today.
Hello.
Big win Saturday night. Like we talked about at the beginning of the show, it was a late replacement.
Mm-hmm.
Edith jumped aboard. Great fight. I called it right after the fight ended. Fight of the night. Her coach put a big post on. Talking about
on
that.
Instagram. I
shared
shared
because
it.
I'm sure it's great because I'm sure it's emotional. It was an emotional fight. As far as you had that place was rocking.
That
for you
was the
too.
loudest I have ever heard any fight be. That like any of my fights, all of them. That is the loudest the crowd has ever been. I remember Sensei, he holds the ropes open for me to get into the ring, and I went up as soon as I was like up on the ring. I just heard the noise, and it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. And I turned to him. And there was some swears sprinkled in, but I pretty much said, like, this is really cool.
Yeah,
and then got in the
awesome.
ring and,
That
like,
was a main event fight.
Yeah, it was. Because I called it right at that's my
day of the
fighting
week,
night.
that was a main
What
event.
was it?
Aw,
Was that
thanks.
for like the sixth or so fight in or so, or was
First
it
fight
late?
after intermission?
It was the first fight, the last fight before intermission, or the first fight
I think
after
we were
intermission.
first after intermission.
Okay.
Because I remember looking at the lineup and being like, yes.
Yeah, stop.
That's the best
And
spot.
It was the best spot. It was. I mean, the place was packed the whole night.
It was
But,
just madness.
They always
no
go
better
they always go
feeling.
crazy for the women because we don't get to see that as much, and especially two competitors, like yourselves. I mean, you and Edith have some experience in there.
When
Definitely.
they come to
know.
throw down the way.
Exactly, and I
some
knew it
of
was
our
going to be
ladies
like
do.
that.
Some of our ladies are like that.
I talked to Edith. before-
Maddie.
Yeah, I talked to Edith a little bit before. She's like, I didn't know she was fighting you. I had no
really?
idea. No. And because I talked to Bill from Bill Newcomb.
Oh, cool.
They were all together when I walked in. And Maddie, Edith looks at me and she goes, I'm fighting April. I'm like, nice, I said. So right there I knew it was good because I've seen Edith fight and
Well,
I
we
know
both
she was going to
show
bring
up
it.
ready to
Yeah,
party.
it
So
was
as soon
great.
as I found out, they called me, I think the day before, and they were like, so we found you an opponent, and I was like, dope, I get to fight. I'm so excited because it also, it's humbling because it's like I get to fight.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
allowed and I get this opportunity. And so we were kind of going back and forth about some details, and then I asked, like, oh, by the way, like, what's their name? My coach just goes, it's Edith from Hard Knocks. And again, more swearing, but I was just like, that's really cool.
Yeah, because you know you're definitely getting a fight.
So I was like,
there.
that's gonna be awesome.
And it turned out to be, the crowd was. I'm gonna play some video right here. I don't have the sound because it would like block us out right now. So I took the sound off, but it was amazing. You got you walk out to the ring there.
I've been asked 15 times what song that was.
What'd you say?
Please tell everybody what song that is so they can stop asking me.
Bury a Friend by Billie Eilish. It was just released off of her album. I'm obsessed with Billie Eilish because of... If you look up the music video, you'll probably figure out why I chose that as a walkout song. The music video just legit looks like a horror movie. Like, she has, like, those black contacts, and she looks really creepy, and so I picked that song because I knew I'd visualize the music video... And then be like, yeah, like, I'm a scary monster, too. Like,
well,
I try to be scary, and then I laugh. Sensei Andrew and I were cracking jokes at the doctor while he was checking my face, because they came over. Well, you're trying to, like, stay, like, mentally in it.
Yeah.
And so we walk over, and I saw the medics come over, and I was like, oh, no. And they were like, well, we just have to check your face to make sure it's not broken.
Yeah.
And immediately, him and I were like, I was already ugly, like, her modeling career's over. And so
awesome.
the poor doctor was trying to be a professional. He was just laughing and pushing on my face.
Well, I was
like, I'm fine, I swear I'm fine.
It's a great moment for you. I mean, you're having a blast there, and you talked about the song you walked out to. It's kind of dark and stuff.
Yeah.
You're so sweet and everything, but you let out a lion's roar in that thing. After that,
I don't do it on purpose.
You hit a spinning back fist, which kind of changed the end of the fight. I think that's basically kind of what gave you the win in that fight. Probably
the fight, for sure.
You took over that fight at the end, but you let out that roar after that. Spinning back fist, the first standing eight.
The ref jumped in, and it's just kind of, you're so amped up because you're trying to get the ref to jump in. So once he finally does, it's just a release of energy. I think there was actually a memory that popped up from March 3rd last year where kind of the same thing happened where like I was trying really hard to end something and then the ref jumped in, and it's just like that's
a relief.
That's like everything that's pent up, so it's got to come out.
And that's it was really cool. I mean you were
my friend got it on video and sent it to me, and I was like, who is that?
Everyone's got so many different little angles on it and all different fights, but it was just an emotional, really cool thing because you were in front of your crowd basically. And to let that out, and it was the perfect moment.
It was It's so entertaining.
It was the perfect moment, and it was real. You know what I mean? Which makes it all just a great moment for that night, man. Good for them. Good for everything, man.
Amir says, put on a show.
And he does it every time. But this was special because you had the first pros. It was in your hometown.
There's no place like home.
Yeah.
There's no place like fighting.
And you know what? The last time I went to one, it was in the same place, I think. The last Westerly one I went to. It's always very mellow in there. Everyone's cheering and stuff like that, but it's just really a nice atmosphere.
Yeah, it is.
And I was talking to Nick about that. I'm like, it's warm in here. We're in a plane here. I said, it's just like, this is like cozy. And you talked about in the beginning of the podcast about how Andrew and the promotional tries to make it family oriented so you can bring the whole family.
Oh, yeah.
This is a combat sport. You guys are beating each other's brains out.
Absolutely.
We have kids in the ring with us.
Exactly.
My daughter
exactly. So
I know a lot of people's kids in the ring with us.
That's very rare. I mean, MMA sometimes they have kids there, but you don't see as much, and they're not smiling as much as they, you know what I mean?
The parents don't necessarily like having their kids there.
Yeah. Well, they gotta go, or we gotta go, or you stay at home alone. But it's good stuff. Well, a lot of these kids are training too. And like a lot of them are
I think we're just trying to show the other side of the fight community that it's a community, and that it it can build your confidence, and it can be this little like loving family place that you can go to for support, and it's not just people trying to knock each other out every day.
Shout out to April for having a great youth ladies
Oh,
class. So we had a bunch of
thanks.
students there. My daughter trains there. There were a bunch
Yes,
of other girls
that's
from
what we're
there.
getting at right there. Like,
So she's helping develop a bunch of young ladies as martial artists, giving them, structure, integrity, the whole everything that Pride is. She's instilling that into a whole group of young ladies, and
we
that
talked
class is
about
starting
this
to grow.
with Maddie when she was on, when
Yeah.
you called in, talking about this whole thing, and that's great, man.
It's
That's
amazing.
It's
They've changed my life, and hopefully I've changed a little bit of theirs. So
Excellent.
they're just such a great group of girls, and I couldn't imagine any of this without them. We actually, one of them
I
reminded
like country
me.
music, Maddie.
Who's saying that? Who said that?
Maddie, no one likes country music.
I like it.
So it'd actually be the
So
1 year
well, right.
anniversary of me teaching. I think April 2nd. One
Oh,
of them
great.
kept track and reminded me. Like, did you know it's gonna be a year?
Oh,
Because
that's great.
when it was first brought to me, it was kind of a, hey, I have this idea because there isn't really a place for these like preteen girls in our program. We had a kids program, we had an adults program, and it can be super intimidating. So Sensei Andrew pretty much approached me with the idea of like, hey, I want to start this program. And I was like, great, I think that's a great idea. And he was like, I want you to run it. And I was like, nah.
Awesome. Hey.
Are you sure about that? I was like, and
well, he's got a he knows.
well,
I mean,
we've
he's
known
in
each
with-
other since I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
His wife is my sister. So there's a lot more family dynamic there.
Yeah.
So
No, wait, serious? Seriously?
yeah,
Oh,
I
by
know.
blood?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I
we
didn't
have
know
the
that.
same parents.
All right.
No one believes us.
Really? All right, cool. All right, great. All right.
Yeah, so it's just been a trip being able to
Awesome.
do all of this with my family.
Yeah,
when we
definitely.
travel to Syracuse, all their kids come, and then my mom comes to take care of the kids, but also watch me fight. And
Excellent.
so it's like, oh, we're going to Syracuse. The kids are like, whoa, we're gonna go karting at
There
the
you
mall.
go.
And it's like, Mommy, Daddy, and Auntie April are gonna be right back.
Yeah,
And they like come back. They're like, what happened to your face? I'm like, don't worry about it.
There might be video somewhere on it. Go look at Domenico.
Last time they watched the oldest, Leo. He's 8. I got that right. He's 8, and he actually, paid attention and watched me fight, which I thought was really, really cool and special for him to get to witness all of us doing what we do together.
Yeah.
So afterwards, he kind of came into the locker room and crawled into Sensei Andrew's lap and was talking to him about the fight, and that was really cool to watch,
Yeah.
to see them bond over
it's
that.
like an infectious feel,
Yeah.
they feel it. You know what I mean? They feel that.
The
bond
other
and
two,
just,
they were just
that
like,
closeness.
woo, you won! And
Yeah,
then they were
yeah,
on their
yeah, yeah,
iPods
yeah,
playing
it's
Mario.
like,
But I got very off track.
Squirrel.
So Sensei Andrew believed in me, and he said, I want you to run this program. And I was a little hesitant because I didn't have the self-confidence to do so, but he kind of, gave me the reassurance that I could do it, and
Yeah.
I'm really glad that he did, because
Excellent.
I think it's really added to me.
Now, how many
martial
people
arts.
in your class, or does it vary, or what do you got?
It's gotten bigger.
Good. Because we talked in the beginning about that we have that new woman working with us, a girl.
Oh yeah.
I'd like her, down the line, maybe come there, and do check it out, and you know what I mean. So
That would be
we'll figure it out.
awesome.
So how many around?
I think one of the biggest classes, I might have had 12 girls
Oh,
in there.
cool.
Yeah.
It's gotten pretty big with some girls that are already existing students that are a teensy bit younger, but they'll jump into my class, and then the class was pretty much created for this one group of girls. They're around, there's 3 or 4 of them. They're about 15 years old. And I just have a blast with them.
Yeah, I can
sometimes.
I can
Especially
imagine.
human puppy April. So there's sometimes I'm like, guys, stop making me laugh. I'm trying to teach you
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah.
they'll be like, hee
We're gonna be serious here.
But we have a blast, and they're coming a really long way. We were
Yeah,
starting to do
excellent.
some sparring drills and checking kicks and things like that, and it's really cool
Well,
to.
you're getting through them, so
it's cool to like show them that stuff. Like, hey, this is what I'm interested in. They're like, this is awesome. Give us more. And I'm like, okay, buy shin pads. Let's get to work.
yeah.
Like I'm making every time Doug walks by, I'm like, I'm making murderers. They're coming for you.
Makes up promotion. Here they come.
One of them happens to be my own.
Yeah.
I'm like, Lillian, get him.
Well, let's be honest. I got a spy in there.
That's awesome. You get a sparring partner. That's awesome, man.
I got a spy on the mats for that class.
We know that he's going to fight in Dubai. He's definitely going to fight booked. I don't know what's going to happen between that. Can you fight between now and then? Or
I can, but that's 8 weeks out. I think at this point, I think that's going to be our primary focus. Yeah.
Anything, Lace Up's got another thing happening somewhere coming up, but what's your...
We're trying to stay busy this year, but my job is to stay healthy, stay ready, and, try not to eat, like, all the donuts.
I almost brought donuts
No, please don't.
By the way. I almost brought donuts.
She's got the beans.
Do you have...
I get this out of the... Do you want a pair?
Everyone's got the beans. She's got the beans. What size is this? Extra large. You're bigger than extra large. I might have a double X for you in there. So
We'll rip through it.
We'll give you a shirt before you leave. Then you can match the beans.
We've got the beans.
I have a pair of these. Do you want them?
They'll fit around one leg.
I'd wear coffee pants.
They're really stretchy.
I'm still waiting for the elephant ones.
So before, we've been here for a while. I know you got to get... How far? You got to go to Westerly?
Who cares?
Where do you got to go?
South Kingston.
So you guys are all going back that way.
Yeah.
But last couple of things. So you're staying ready.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay ready and then let Sensei take care of it.
Well, No Boundaries coming. You got that other thing coming on. I forgot it. Jake Burke's. Burke's got one coming. There's a bunch of Wartime Muay Thai coming.
There are a lot of cards coming up,
Yeah.
so it's more just letting the other people decide where and when.
Yeah, where we want to go.
He's always got his feelers out there.
Yeah,
He's always got his little radar going on.
He knows what's
he always
going
has
on.
a plan.
One, before we get off you and I end with him.
Okay.
We talked about jiu-jitsu. What's going on?
I just got my blue belt. I was so excited.
See, people are sleeping on the jiu-jitsu coming out of April, so you just got your blue belt.
Yeah, I've been training on and off since actually people always ask, how long have you been doing jiu-jitsu? I'm like, well, I've technically been doing jiu-jitsu as long as Muay Thai, but obviously haven't had as hard of a focus on it.
Yeah.
But I did recently just get my blue belt, and I was going to do this like long sappy post about the 3 guys who were promoted to their purple belts, because they're pretty much the sole reason I stayed with jiu-jitsu, because in the beginning I was just having such a hard time. I was getting super emotional, as I tend to do.
Yeah.
And
Women.
going into what? Going into fight camps, and then that was my excuse to kind of stop training jiu-jitsu and then coming back, and it was so difficult, and they were just the most supportive, loving teammates in the entire world.
They get it.
And they were always there, so they would always like, hey, why don't you come back? Why don't you, come train with us? And it's just, been a trip. And then Sensei Andrew and I had started, he had taken over the jiu-jitsu program and started building it up, and he had given me a little extra love and attention.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what big brothers do.
Privates, teaching you.
Just kind of like, hey, don't do that. And I'm like, all right, thanks.
And he does it all too. Like,
oh yeah, he has a 4-stripe brown belt. He's
a
scary man.
When I was down there, we talked, and he's like,
right on the verge.
He's like, I don't want everyone to just think this is a Muay Thai school. We do it all.
We do have a jiu-jitsu program. We just don't talk about it.
He's a mastermind of martial arts in general. He is so... his brain is all martial arts, every aspect.
Yeah.
Kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing. He's the grappling, jiu-jitsu. He's so far advanced, and
he has so much information that he can just kind of pull from in
really
so many different situations that it's really such an honor to be one of his students.
Yeah. And I'm sure the respect goes both ways. Like he's like, look what I have here. Like.
But I say the same thing. I say the same exact thing.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are like, wow. And that's why it's working. I mean, the school's doing great. And even personally, you people are doing great. outside the school and
Flourishing,
your regular lives and
life
and,
is
you know
coming
what I mean?
together.
Yeah.
Like it's Pride Martial Arts is life changing. I've said it a million times. I'll say it a million more. It's changed my life. My wife got me into martial arts, and then she brought me to Pride Martial Arts. And the first time I met Andrew, I saw the look in their eyes when they saw each other for the first time in probably 5 years, because she had been a student of his since she was a little girl, and they grew up doing martial arts together. I knew that night that something special was gonna happen.
This is.
And then he saw something in me, and
and the same thing that he
Here
sees in
we
you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's got a good eye, I guess. He, like you said, he's very smart. He
He is
knows
very
the
smart.
martial, and he's a family man. He knows. It's not all about the sport and stuff. He sees.
Oh yeah.
Good in people too, and that's who he kind of wants to work with. You know what I mean?
He
Like
treats
that
everyone
nucleus.
like family.
Yeah.
I've mentioned to him many times, like, thank you for loving my friends as much as I do, because he, obviously I'm his baby sister, but he's definitely helped other students just with their fight camp or with just life or anything.
That's the big
pretty
one.
much.
Life.
Yeah, he definitely. Like that's,
he's just there, and it's amazing to just be also there.
yeah, well, it's great. Well,
Just be
you're all,
around
you're,
it.
You're all making it, a positive experience there and making it grow. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It isn't just,
And to be
him
let
or-
in.
It's his school, but you guys are all helping build that name in the school and the respect and
community.
everything that. Yeah.
It really is. It's his
So
school.
it's
It's my school. It's our school.
Yeah.
It's just. It really is. It's one of those places where you take ownership of it, just because you're so proud of what it is, the product that it creates, the environment that it is. I know it's not personally my school, but I say it's my school. It's my team.
Yeah.
He's my coach. Trish is my nutritionist.
Yeah.
These are my training partners. Like mine. They're all mine.
Yeah, they are. And
I'm so proud to be a
I'm
part
big
of it.
enough to take them for mine. David Carroll.
What's up, Dave Carroll?
Preteen Fight Club. That's
So
awesome.
Dave's daughter Stella is a rock star. She's 12, but she spars with the adults. But she also is in my
right?
class. And she was asking.
April too.
She
is
what?
that-
Long, tall,
Oh, she's gonna be a monster.
Did he fight?
Dave?
Dave
Did
Carroll?
he
yeah.
He had the
fought
did he have the
before?
No,
you had
not
the-
this time around. He's fought before.
Oh, on there. Because you had a couple an exhibition.
Wishers?
Yep.
Exhibitionist, yes.
Oh, that was Cullen and Brad.
Yeah, the biggest dude was the
Jay Johnson and
Oh
Wes
my!
Wilkinson.
Is that his name? That guy! I don't know how many times he came up to me and hugged me and told me thanks for coming.
Oh,
and I was like,
he's such a-
and he's like, I'm gonna call him Fred. And he's gonna be my friend. I'm like, oh, but don't crush
he
me,
is
please.
the nicest man.
He is.
He just has a heart of gold.
He does. He was just like awesome. And I spoke to him for a little while.
Yeah.
Like he said, "Hey, how'd you like it?" And I talked to him about, dude, it was great because you were showing everyone what's going on, and people that really don't know, the techniques and stuff. You were doing them in a slower format, but
Absolutely.
it was great to really watch that.
Shout out to both of those guys, because not only have they both come such a long way as martial artists, but both of those guys, I wish I had pictures of them. They were big boys. They both lost 100, 150 pounds. They're just a product of the environment.
You went through it. Yeah,
And,
exactly. It happens. You can't stop that.
And they're great training partners.
Yeah.
Bigger guys that can bring the pressure.
They're like that wall Nick talked about.
Yeah,
Are they the wall to you?
That's exactly what that is. And, you need that. You need
Yeah.
big guys to hang on you. You need big guys to push you
Yeah.
around and to push you in those later rounds.
Yeah,
when you
not
get tired.
necessarily the hit it, but to feel that heaviness
Yeah,
and that
absolutely.
weight on you to push you and
They hit
get
you
that.
too. Hear that, guys? We don't necessarily need you for that.
Great, we're all gonna die tomorrow.
Oh, is that right? Right, man. You'll be there tomorrow. I'm gonna like cut this part right out specifically and send it out.
They're great training partners, and big shout out to them. They're just going out there and putting on the show that they did. I low-key called that might have been fight of the night. Before it happened, I was like, those two guys, you never know, somebody might get knocked out.
Yeah. Well, that's what was I was talking to Miguel. And Miguel goes, I could never do that. I'm like, why? He goes, like, because the last 12 seconds I would really lay a shot in before the end of the fight. He goes,
well, in the locker room, they were like, yeah, do you want to just, like, go for it in the last round? I was like, God, no! I was like, if you
They were so controlled. They did so good.
Yeah, if you guys take the ambulance tonight, I'm going to be so mad at you.
It was great. And it was great, man. I loved it, man. I'm just, like I said, they showed the techniques. Because when you guys fight, I mean, it's hard to the ordinary fan to catch what you're doing and stuff, but they kind of showed it. Well, I think you laid it every trick in the book in your fight though.
Tried.
You were like, it was like just watching training footage of Doug going like, holy cow, like stop already.
We've been doing some extra special stuff between coach and working with Ross and the team, and I got a strength conditioning coach that I'm working with now, Will Agnello. I feel like everything's really starting to come together.
It is. You could watching it, man. I mean, just
different. It feels different.
Yeah, you look like a pro.
Next
you look
level.
like a pro.
Hey,
you look like a pro, Doug. 2-0 pro.
2-0
going
pro.
to Dubai.
That's still crazy.
That's what Team Pride does. That's what we do.
No big deal. Going to Dubai.
So, all right. Before I let you go, last thing from you. You got you do your own clothing. You're making workout gear. Is that your on Instagram? Do you do your stuff on there too? Like what's your
what Instagram do you have?
I have Killer Queen.
So
Canavan.
that's just like me
your
and my
personal
shenanigans.
Page.
But
well, we like to watch that too. That's kind of fun.
And then I have another one that's called April Camille Designs, and it's usually just shout outs of people's clothes that I've made and then things that I sell online. I also very purposely wore my own shirt. This is just a bunch of animals, and then it says "Always Hungry."
So I have a 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And she's into like mad fat and different things. I gotta send her that page.
Okay.
Do you make things for people too? Of
course.
Really?
She actually customized the fight shorts that I wore in that fight.
Where are they? Wait a minute.
So the fights that I was wearing. Oddly enough, I showed up to train one day and I didn't have shorts with me. And I went up to Coach. I went up to Sensei Andrew, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't have shorts." And he was like, "Well, you can have these ones." And he gave me his shorts.
Is that right?
So I told her, I was like, "Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you put some logos on these shorts for me? Cut the sides for me, because I like a little extra room for my legs."
And she custom made.
Cut the sides like she does for me, and then put some logos on them.
Right there? I can't see.
And those are his. Those are, I don't know how old they are, but
they're working for you,
buddy.
buddy.
Old. I wore them on purpose to kind of embody the spirit of the Cornell Fury in there, and it seemed to work.
He's living through you right now.
That worked.
Excellent. I'm wearing Andrew's shorts, man. I'm gonna get through the night with these babies,
cool,
man.
Yes, if you ever need some custom clothes, I got you.
I'm definitely gonna go check it out.
My Spectrum's like Muay Thai shorts, or I did my friend's wedding dress a couple of years ago, so people were like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
and I'm like, whatever you need.
I'll do it all.
If it's made of fabric, I can do it.
I can play with it. Because, that's just great. And
it's a lot of fun.
I can imagine. I'm with my daughter a lot. So I'll be with her tomorrow, and we go vintage clothing shopping with her.
That's the best.
We go to a place, and she'll just, she stands out in school. She'll wear, stuff like... She looks almost like a
she'll be fine.
From
I was like
Happy
that
waitress.
too.
Like one of the way, she'll have this different sweat. I'm like, but kids, I'll go to stores with her and there'll be other little girls that compliment her on her outfit. I'm like,
she's a standout.
She is. It's
super.
nuts.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's weird. It's weird because it's not. Oh, I'm dropping hat, but it's not like.
I was wondering what boots you were wearing with your coffee pants.
No,
boots.
Like
the
normal
boots.
ones.
What'd you do? Construction while you were sparring?
I do. I do custom tile work.
Yeah, I know you did.
Doug does beautiful tile work. Every once in a while, he'll just send me a picture like, "Oh, I just finished that."
And your real job, right? So that's your real. Let's talk a little bit before I let you go. Your real job. You actually got a real job, right?
Oh yeah.
You got to support the family.
So I was in aerospace manufacturing for a while. I was actually working on some of the biggest aerospace engine builds in the history of engine building.
Really?
We were in a program called Leap 1B, and that is the biggest engine build in aerospace history. And I had a big part in that in the manufacturing plant that I worked at. And I worked at everything from bottom of the barrel, gate grinding, and I worked myself all the way up into high-level management.
Really?
And yeah, I did that all in the course of 7 years. I decided I didn't like management. Corporate management wasn't my thing, and I said, you know what? I've been doing tile work since I was 17 when my son was born.
Yeah.
That's what I did back then. That's when I learned the trade. I said, I'm just gonna go back.
Call my own shots.
Go back to work for myself.
Yeah.
Kind of do my own thing, and God bless my wife for supporting me.
Well, she's seen it. You know, she's seen what the outcome was going to be.
Well, she saw what it was doing to me. I got really depressed while working that job. I wasn't okay for a while, and she saw it. She dealt with it, and she saw me through it. She helped me a lot in that time. It was a move, man. It was a major life move.
Yeah, exactly, because you're making a great living, but it's sometimes money. I mean, what it does to you,
it's not worth it.
Yeah, you got to get.
To me, it wasn't worth it. Now I do work. I leave beautiful art in people's homes that they get to use and cherish for a long time. And sometimes it makes people cry, tears of joy. I hope.
So you put passion in that too. So
absolutely. That's no matter what I do. That's the number one thing, man. If you're not going to be proud of what you do, don't do it.
Definitely.
Just find something else until you find what you're going to be proud of.
I got to go join Pride, man. I got to get in that school. I got to learn to set tile, make clothes,
drink the
Yeah, we just like make stuff.
Awesome, man. I love it, man. I don't know when I think I met you through the Team Link.
Through Link,
when they were going to cross train at your place.
When they were coming to Pride.
And I know Ross was hanging well with them when he couldn't get fights. He'd always, he was part of them a little bit.
Yeah.
And I would see him in at fights. And then I interviewed him when he fought for I think wartime.
Yeah.
And then from there, I think I went to the school, and that's where I met OU.
He's been a real asset to my training, and it's been great having him around. It's what you try to do as a martial artist.
Yeah.
If something hurts, you figure out something else to work on. If
your
cross punch hurts,
there's always something
work on your
going
jab.
on, guys.
So to see somebody come in and train passionately, still while recuperating from an injury, that was
he's
great
a
example
doctor of that, so he knows how to.
Yeah, he's got quite a brain. We spend a little bit of time working independently every week, doing pad striking and different drills, and he brings in all the drills. I show up.
And that, watching him too, he goes to Triforce every so I saw him do some mitts with Rebello.
Yeah.
Jesus, I thought it was on fast speed.
Nope,
I'm like,
that's him.
regular fucking. Excuse my language, but holy cow, just like a machine.
Oh yeah, and left to right,
moving
southpaw, orthodox, just the way he mixes things in.
And I wanted to get everyone in the show because there was so many people on that card, but the Bryce Mills kid, watching his speed and his footwork, that's a special kid there too, man.
I've been watching him since he was probably 14 or 15, and he comes up from Team Andrello.
Yeah,
in Baldwinsville, New York, the Syracuse area. He trains under Shihan Jim Andrello, if you're watching. He's a mastermind.
Was he at the fights?
He was at the fights.
Because they came up to me and they were telling me they loved my podcast and stuff, and I said I got to get him on.
Yes,
I definitely got to get him on, and Bryce on. And
Bryce trains with Kevin Van Ostrand.
Yeah,
he trains with Damiana. That whole crew up there.
Amazing. He won a title. He's an amateur fighter.
He's won a bunch of titles. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a
probably
prodigy.
the only person I know who's got more than Ross.
Damn kids.
He was 14, beating the snot out of full-grown men.
You can just see it.
He was
you
just
can see the athleticism, and he's just.
no.
It looks like he's kind of from a sports karate background, kind of just the way he moves.
I believe so,
what?
but he's also a phenomenal football player.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know much about that whole thing, but
he had to be a running back or something.
Whatever he is.
Fast,
He's just good at everything.
Nuts. It was just watching different styles of different
forward,
fighters because
he's also a Golden Gloves boxer.
With that kid already.
And he has you wouldn't, if you met him, you'd be like, hey, what's up? Any other kid in high school would be like, I'm the best ever.
Yeah.
And he's so respectable and just like a
art.
good
person.
He's a martial artist.
Puts that in him too. Coming from that,
That is martial artist. And Shihan Jim Andrello is actually Sensei Andrews, one of his, if not his, striking mentor and coach.
Oh, okay.
So they come and spread their love with us as well, and it's the big family, and they're a big part of it. So he brings some of his striking systems down. And it's cool to watch because Andrello's been down for seminars. And you see him breaking things down that we've already worked on, and it's cool to see.
Someone. Yeah.
Andrew's here, Shion's here,
Yeah.
You know, it's really cool to watch those two guys in a room together. It's very admirable, and not only that, but then watching them like in the fight game, how they corner people, and like I've had the honor of being in the corner multiple times with Andrew in the corner. And just watching the way he interacts, listening to the words that he says, how he deals with people.
You're like, just staring
I'm learning. I'm trying to take it in. You know, you can't fight forever.
Yeah.
And what do you aspire to do after that? Well, strength conditioning. I want to corner people like he does. I want to do a lot of things the way he does them.
Inspire people like he did to you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You need that in that corner.
Pass out the Kool-Aid.
Well, man, I love that saying. I'm gonna go get Kool-Aid at the Friday Martial Arts pretty soon. So I'm definitely I'm gonna come down and talk to you guys before the Dubai fights. You and Ross. I'll come down to Pride Martial Arts and I'll get some footage and we'll talk to you right there. I'll get an interview with you guys.
Maybe they need media. Dubai. You got a passport?
I got a passport. I don't fly, but I got one. Just
you allowed to use it?
I don't know. They might not let me in somewhere. I don't know. I could be banned there. Who knows? But last thing. That's about it. Last thing. You gave your shout outs. You know all that other stuff. Thank anyone you want to say a special thank you to before we go. Let it out, and then we'll get out.
Go for it.
Out of here.
You go and I'll go.
There's so many.
You have to go first.
I got tons of them. My whole entire team at Pride Martial Arts, just the whole entire team in general. Of course, Trisha Cornell, Fuel Nutrition is a nutritional mastermind, and honestly, she has been one of my biggest supporters, also a mentor of mine, and she's been a great friend to me, far beyond the nutrition game. I can't say enough good things. Coach Sensei Andrew Cornell, same thing. It's too much to talk about, and the shout outs could go on forever. Then my new strength conditioning coach, Will Agnello, down at Precision Fitness in Westerly, Rhode Island. He's making a monster out of me, and he's changing some things. I was always big, strong. I have heart, but he's turning me into an athlete, legitimately. And that I think I've only been working with him for 8 or 10 weeks, and you're gonna see this continue to build.
And you're feeling things. That you wow.
Yeah, so that's been a game changer. And then my wife, man, she. I go on forever. She's amazing. And
just smiles.
Isn't it so cute?
She supports me and just everything she does. She deals with me and she gets the real me, which isn't what everybody else gets. You know, there's always that person, and she handles it. She's been my mentor and my son. She's been there for me. Beyond that, my kids are
right there. We see it. If you don't follow Doug on social media, follow him. Check it out. He's got a great story.
Holland 747 on Instagram. Doug Holland on Facebook. Check me out. And give me some followers.
And he's going to Dubai.
Going to Dubai.
Representing the USA for Lace Up Promotion. So
yes, sir.
That's awesome. Final something with you.
I mean, a lot of mine are the same. Trisha and Sensei Andrew, obviously, they... Stop it. Trisha's my big sister, and I've turned to her with all of my emotions since I was a little girl. So just being able to have her work so closely with me through this process has just been absolutely amazing. And same with Sensei Andrew. I met him when I was the most awkward 11-year-old little girl, and for nobody would have thought we would be here right now, but we are, and he just puts his heart and soul into every single one of us. But I couldn't thank either of them enough. And then Pride Martial Arts, just our team is one of a kind. I couldn't do any of this without them, and their support and their love and their hugs and punches in the face.
Most importantly, the punches and kicks in the face.
We're coming up. We're gonna be something special to keep your eye out on. If you're serious about your martial arts training, if you're serious about your nutrition, if you're serious about wanting to compete and being a part of a great team, Pride Martial Arts, man, come check us out, because there's nowhere in the world like us.
Last thing from me, you have aspirations to go pro someday, to kind of have a career in Muay Thai?
Absolutely.
All right.
That's
Excellent.
that is the plan. Just I don't know when
That's
yet,
all, but
but
you're
like
working,
that's
you're
where we're
working for
headed.
that.
That's
Excellent.
what I want to
Awesome.
do.
Excellent, man.
This is
woman.
amazing. It's just I'm.
Good.
It's just something
Great.
that I want to do because it's really fun. It's something to do with family, but I also just want to show a very large population of people that like there's going to be people that tell you can't do things, and you can just give them a little nice wave as you're doing them, because
Excellent.
it's kind of
And
like
you
if
love
somebody
it.
tells you can't do something, you tell them watch me. Like,
And you love
like
it.
that's
You're
my
good at
mission.
it, and you know, you're good for the sport. We need more women in there anyway, and
Yeah,
glad to
rep
see
the
you
girls.
there. Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it for the Room Podcast. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
on
having
so
us.
much. Anytime. Anytime,
Absolutely.
come on. I mean, I'm having more now a week because there's so much going on, and I want to get everyone on, everyone talking.
I'll bring back some pictures and stories from Dubai.
Yeah,
for you.
definitely. Maybe I'll watch it right here.
You should.
And a
Yeah.
fight
I believe it's going to be on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
So
cool.
I'll be out.
You know I'll be
on before
you
then,
know
'cause
I'll be promoting it, and
we're gonna be-
I'll share whatever
Going to be
info is
hustling
in.
from that.
Definitely, but I'll be talking to you soon about it.
Thanks,
But
brother.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
So from the Room Podcast, I have one more podcast this week. This is 3 podcasts in 1 week. Friday, I have Jay Savage Perrin,
Nice.
big time MMA fighter, but you
Wow.
guys aren't interested in that right now.
All that MMA stuff.
Yeah.
What you talking about?
Yeah, well, that's right. She's well-rounded now, so she's got her, your blue belt. She's ready to go. I can get you an MMA fight down the line, too, so we'll talk.
All right.
Look at the look. She's like, all right, baby. Yeah, all right. All right, so from the Room Podcast,
Peace out, everybody.
we out.